A first note on Babbitt by Sinclair, a writer that I like and winner of the Nobel Prize, and a narrative that I enjoy. I have started it. I guess I'm already at something like 20% of the length. It's not on a reader, it's an audiobook version that I listen to every morning as I go around with these guys on the field. I mean the dogs, not the birds. It's not out there, it's impossible for them to get out the door now. A complex character, very likable, in spite or because of his human complexity, qualities and frailty. He is at times very sensible, loyal, determined, energetic, dedicated, hardworking, but then he's also conservative, even if we have to think beginning of the last century, well, not really the beginning, but in any case, first part of the 20th century. So quite a few things were different. At one point he mentions women and their lack of ability to become executives, but which is obviously wrong and outrageous in the world of today to even contemplate thinking about such a thing. But in his time, women were perhaps starting to get ahead, but only starting. So it's shortcoming, but it's also due in large part to the context, to the culture, the social mores of the time. Anyway, he's also disciplined and honest, mostly. When he was thinking about his view on rules, laws, regulations, and such, he was mentioning the fact that he speeds once in a while, and so he's not perfect. In his business, he's a realtor. He's not in a real estate business. He corrects his son when he mentions that at one point, realtor. In his business, he tries to make a profit. He sells a property to one of the businessmen of the place, Zenith. And he's convincing him that he needs to acquire this place, otherwise cash and carry, a big enterprise would move in, and he might even sell under the cost the goods, but just to throw him out, because they can afford that, they have big pockets. So he's using not threats, not blackmail, nothing of the sort, but he knows how to use the perspective of a tough, maybe overwhelming competition to his advantage. His relationship with his children is complex, and he's funny when he deals with them and other people. He is, for instance, he's required for the car and the amenities and things, and why don't you ask for an yacht? Well, I mean, a boat, if there's no limit. He makes money, but he knows he has to be reasonable when compared with a neighbor. He says, I make 8,000, which is a lot. It's 80,000 a year, more. He's talking about his profit, his income as being in the top 5% or so. So it's high out there. But as opposed to his neighbor who's making 7,000, he's not pouring everything in a car, for instance. The family is pushing. Why don't we get a sedan, a car with a top, which costs more? Was more expensive at the time. I was thinking, I don't know about now. Now, as a fancy thing, convertible, I think it's more expensive actually. Anyway, it's true that now they have the fancy top which comes off and then you push a button and it's 20 seconds, or if it's a BMW, an expensive brand. He's talking about buying a new car, but then sees it for next year. And that's in spite of the fact that the neighbor has one and a lower income. He's more reasonable, seems to me. And while talking about it, I was thinking that this rule number 3 in The How of Happiness by Sonia Lubomirsky, do not compare yourself to others. When you start doing that, you're miserable, because there's always someone who has more. There's no end to this. And in fact, in other places you find the suggestion, the rule, if you will, that if you do compare downwards. Think of Syrians having to fly and put their lives in danger. Many of them die in the process, trying to immigrate, to run from Syria and the war, the conflict there, to Europe. Not to mention those who are stuck there in Aleppo, places bombed by the Russians and the Syrian regime of the killer Assad.